All right. Here we go back again on the other side of the coin. I've got my main man, Adnan. I love this guy, honestly. He's my countryman, he's also the admin of Chelsea Bangladesh page. And we always have a very, very good conversation when he's around. So I'm really, really looking forward to this Chelsea Q&A. We've got some questions lined up already, but throughout this time, whoever joins us, you can always plug in your questions as well in the live chat, and then we can perhaps take some questions from there. But first of all, Adnan, thanks for joining, my
Yes,
man. I know you just had work and you had to rush back. How you
no
doing?
problem. Absolutely not good at all. because because these results are killing inside as a fan. I not watching Chelsea these days. I'm watching since Chelsea like early 2001, 2002. So
Yeah.
yeah, I seen this kind of phase we gone through, and in the end, this kind of phase give us a lot more scares because we know what going to happen in the end. We seen
Yeah.
managerial changes, and also I'm just a bit afraid because I think Frank. We need Frank, and I think we need
Mhm.
to help him out in this period. I think if he survive this period, I think he will be just do as good as Ole Gunnar is doing for Man United. I think even he'll do more good than Ole Gunnar actually.
Yeah, man, you're right, man. These are some really, really scary times at the moment, especially this
Yeah.
December period. Our form has been so, so bad. And you know very well, Adnan, during this period, if you don't do well, then,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got
So many games.
so many games, and, you really make it difficult for yourself for the
Yeah.
rest of the season. So,
Hmm.
yeah, man, look, honestly, I wish for the best for Frank Lampard,
Hmm.
but he has to get better as well. He has to help himself.
Hmm.
In recent times, I've just noticed that, some of his decision makings, he's not reacting quick enough in the game. I think some of these things are really letting him down, and
Yes, true.
playing some of the players out of position as well. So look,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. We all pray that he gets the form back. But
Mm-hmm.
let's start off with some of these questions. But first of all, guys, thank you for everyone that's joining. Thank you for coming in. So please smash that like button if you can. We're going to start off our Q&A. We've got some questions lined up, but if you do have some of your questions as well, please comment in the live chat, and we'll try and tackle
Mm-hmm.
that. But
Sure.
first of all, let's tackle this one. This one's from Kishan Patel. I've only got the small snippet here, but I'll read out the
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
full
yeah, yeah.
question
I can
from
see
Kishan.
Kishan Patel.
Um, yeah, Kishan Patel has asked, do you see any real progress from last season? The whole point of the signings was to ensure we did not drop as many unnecessary points, whereas
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal away and Villa at home, we got a point where we got sixth last year during a similar period. I
Mm-hmm.
understand Villa have got better, but even
Mm-hmm.
we should have. So I'll let you answer that first, Adnan, and then I'll go off the back of your answer.
Yeah, understood. I think here we have to think about in two perspectives because the situations and perspectives are different this season. Because last season we
Mm.
had a transfer ban, and Frank had to work with what he had in that time in Chelsea. I mean, he had to
Yeah,
promote the youth, and he had to work out with the existing player and all. And he did tremendous job. To be honest, it's absolutely there is no question that Frank Lampard did excellent job in last season. And this season, this is his team. This is his team. He's trying to build up, right? These are all his signing. Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech. These are all his signings. So what I can see is that. In terms of progress, let's not forget about that we had a 14 games unbeaten streak just before
mm.
before this
Mm.
split. So nobody was
17, I
question.
think, 17
Yeah,
game
17.
unbeaten.
Sorry, yes, 17.
Yeah,
Right. So nobody was questioning about what
yeah,
Frank going to
true.
have improved. Right. Just
Yeah,
just when it started to bleep against Wolves, against Everton. Actually, these games came so quick and fast for us because in this festive
yeah.
period, and somehow we are in the bad side of it. And to be honest.
Mm.
Up to now, before those games, I seen real improvements. To be honest, yes, we played some players out of positions,
Mm.
which actually cultivated bad momentums in these games, in last few games, and also some player maybe finding them and out of confidence as well. Also, let's not forget about that Hakim Ziyech is like is the main man who is just able to playing in Kai Havertz. You say Timo Werner. You say I see you can see in some of the highlights, and I see in some of the analysis in YouTube and also in your show. Some of you guests already mentioned in last few times that Hakim Ziyech and Werner and Reece James. These three guys had some chemistry working in between them, right?
Correct.
So it's a very bad time that we lost Hakim Ziyech. And in fact, it couldn't come at a worse time, to be honest. So up to now, I seen real improvement for Chelsea in terms of gameplay. In terms of absolutely, I have to give credit to Frank Lampard about the defense. We sorted out our mess in the defense. True. Yeah. So in fact, I can see that the defense is okay, fine. But we are in the wrong patch. I mean, the bad patch in the last 4 matches. So till now, I think we've seen real improvement. But we have to be strong. I think Frank know what he need to do. He had to build some confidence up. Need to shake some man in the end in the team. I think we'll be fine. We just need a win. We just need a win.
No, 100%, man. I really liked your answer. It's a well-balanced answer. My answer to this, Kishan, first of all, really, really good question, Kishan. Shout out to Kishan as well. Look, for me, I think you're right, Adnan. I've seen progress as well. Defensively, 100% there's been progress. We look a lot tighter with Mendy, Thiago Silva, Zuma, Reece James, and Chilwell. We definitely look very much tighter. Even with players like Rudiger, when they've come in and they've had to fill in, they've done well. My only concern, Adnan, is we looked great when we had Ziyech. So whenever Ziyech played throughout that middle section, that unbeaten streak, we looked great. The combination play, the link up, everything that was happening looked great. My issue is, Adnan, is when Ziyech wasn't playing, it's like Frank didn't have an idea. So that's my issue, is that was he focused too much on Ziyech and how everything Ziyech does? He really needs to have an ideology of how to play the games without key players as well, because you're going to have players injured. So you have to find solution without them, because once Ziyech comes back, there's no guarantee, Adnan, that touch wood, that he stays fit, but there's no guarantee that he's not going to get injured again. So then what? Are we going to go through the problems again? So that is my issue, this season so far. Last season, obviously, we can't comment too much. It was a transfer ban season, but this season, I don't know. Like, you're right, defensively, we've seen progress, but without Ziyech, we need to see a solution now, because we need to win matches. So that's my perspective. Let's take a quick question here. There was a nice question here, a bit of a controversial question actually from BA. Do you reckon Chelsea is actually showing interest in Tuchel, or is it just a rumor? I'll let you go first, Adnan.
I don't think Tuchel is a solution. Maybe short-term solution if we are really in deep in form. The next few matches. If in the January we didn't improve ourselves, especially onward from City games, then FA Cup, then we have some relatively easier fixture. If we do not able to provide the results, I think anything can happen. But Tuchel, let me clear on this one. Marita Granskovia had a meeting with Tuchel when Chelsea appointed Mauricio Sarri. So they actually had meeting with both Sarri and Tuchel. Then Tuchel, somehow they didn't accept it, Tuchel back then. So I'm not sure that Tuchel can be come here now. Yes, he's free now. He's got sacked from PSG, so he's available.
I didn't know this. I didn't know that Tuchel was also interviewed.
Yeah, because that time there are lots of tweet and rumor that time. I actually absolutely crystal clear in my mind, because I was tweeting with some journalists, and they said that Marina has a thing for Tuchel, but somehow it went through well that time. Some clause, maybe some conditions, maybe that time. So Chelsea opted for Mauricio Sarri that time. So after that, I think if anything can happen, I think Nigelsmann is a long-term progress. I think so, because in Chelsea, because now Pochettino is going back to PSG. So there's as you see the current trend, Liverpool is stuck with Klopp, and I think they will continue to do so for next 2 or 3 years. So, and then after you see United have their own guy, Ole Gunnar. Chelsea have their own guy. Arsenal have their own guy. So
Yeah.
this is the trend. No, Real Madrid have their own guys, Zidane. So
Juventus has their own guy.
own guy, right? And also Barcelona bring back Ronald Koeman, their own guy as well. So now this is the trend. This is the current trend that is going on, and this is actually helping because the player know the club well. So that is why now people are appointing this sort of personalities as a manager. So I don't think Tuchel will be at Chelsea. To be honest, I really think that Frank Lampard going to have some good result, and this period will take over onward.
Yeah. Now, I think, look, there has to be, first of all, BA, thank you for this question. There has to be some absolutely bad results. Like, we would have to lose to City, we would have to lose to Fulham, we would have to lose to whatever the next matches are.
Right.
I think if we were to, lose maybe another 2 or 3, perhaps 3, then maybe something drastic like that could happen. But I think if that doesn't happen, I think Frank Lampard will get till the end of the season, and then an assessment and an evaluation will be made. I feel like if he doesn't make the top 4 bare minimum, because he made top 4 last season, Adnan, with no investment, with the transfer ban, and he still made top 4. So with £250 million spent this season, if he doesn't make top 4, I think that could be a bit of an issue. But I don't think Tuchel rumors are real at the moment. I honestly wouldn't take that to be serious one bit. Let's now take another question from Shafat Jamil. He's one of our Bangladeshi brothers. He's one of the members of one of the followers in Chelsea Bangladesh community, which is great to see. Shafat Jamal, your question. The sacking cycle definitely has to be changed. At the same time, bringing in new coaches eventually resulted in trophies and success in the past. Adnan, your point of view.
Yeah, this is actually the Chelsea culture. This we are discussing here in our group. To be honest, sometimes we are really bad, then we going bad, then we sack the manager, then a new manager comes in, we suddenly look like we are a fantastic team.
Energetic.
We are world beat at that time. So now this actually. To be honest, I believed in Frank Lampard for one thing, because I think Roman Abramovich committed 250 million on Frank Lampard plan. That means there is a genuine plan behind this, and Roman Abramovich knows the risk and also knows what going to happen. No, Roman Abramovich himself also know that this many new player coming to a team, and suddenly you don't have any preseason. So you are supposed to bound to get a struggle. But we actually avoided that phase, and we had a terrific run. I mean, 17 games unbeaten is a terrific run. Then now what happened? Suddenly we lost a key player. Then suddenly we had hit by injury. Then suddenly what happened? Some of our players lost the form, lost the confidence. Now you see, for example, you see Kante against Arsenal. Do you see he played any worse game this season than that? I didn't
that was
see.
the worst from Kante.
Worse from Kante. And I don't know what happened against Arsenal. He in the reverse picture as well. Do you remember, brother, when he slept when Martinelli scored? So I don't know what actually happened to him versus Arsenal. But
maybe he feels sorry for Arsenal. He just feels sorry.
And to be honest, I genuinely believe that maybe Frank will be bringing Gilmore in the team very soon. I mean, I don't think so. This Jorginho Kante is working. To be honest, Jorginho Kovacic worked well, and Kante in 3-man midfield work as well. Kante and Jorginho doesn't work. I don't see them working together, to be honest.
Kante is not an attacking 8, Adnan. He cannot play as an attacking 8 because he's not really a goal scorer, and he's not really an assist maker. I know he has scored goals, but he's not really a goal scorer. Kante as a lone DM is probably, to be honest, Kante in a double pivot is the best, but Kante in a double pivot requires a Matic type of player. That's why I think we are linked with Declan Rice. I feel, Adnan, and this is a hot take for everyone out there, I feel down the track, if we do, well, I think we will get Declan Rice. It's probably not going to be in January. It'll probably be in the summer.
In summer.
I think when we get Declan Rice, it'll be Kante, Declan Rice, and we will shift to a 4-2-3-1 with Kai Havertz as a number 10.
That's the Frank Lampard formation, no, brother. That's the Frank Lampard formation. 4-2-3-1.
That's a Frank Lampard formation, exactly.
Yeah, so he bought. You see his signing. He bought player based on this formation. Hakim Ziyech is going to play on the right side. Havertz in the middle. Left side it will be Pulisic. A striker will be Werner. This is what his chemistry.
Absolutely.
And what happened now? Only single match. I think it is versus Krasnodar at Russia in a Champions League away match. Only for like 20 minutes we seen these four playing together.
These four play together. Yes.
And we were electrifying when we are struggling with 1-0 and then we nailed down. Yeah, that is why I was saying, because this formation will terrifically work, but they need, because they are too much attacking player, so they need a defensive shield definitely. So that is why Kante need a partner, and that partner has to be Declan Rice for long term.
And both Kante and Declan Rice are very physical and they can run. So you know how now when we play double pivot of Jorginho Kante or Kante Kovacic or Kovacic Jorginho, the reason why it doesn't work, Adnan, and I'm sure you'll agree, is they seem to be outnumbered by the opposition in midfield, because Jorginho is not physical enough and he can't run so much. And Kovacic sometimes just goes too far in front, so he doesn't come back, or Kante goes too far in front and doesn't come back. I think the combination of Kante and Rice will be very, very good in double pivot with the front four. And I think hopefully Frank can last till that long, till summer, and he can get this.
Hopefully, brother.
That's a brilliant question there from Shafat. Let's take another question. Let's go with this one. I think we kind of answered this question from Sasidharan. Thank you for this question. Is switching to 4-2-3-1 a good idea? I think teams found out to break our 4-3-3 system. I'll start with this one because I think we kind of talked about this. As Adnan said, I think down the track, Frank Lampard is probably, as Adnan said, it's a Frank Lampard formation. 4-2-3-1 is the Frank Lampard formation. That's what he played as a player for Chelsea. And I think Declan Rice is probably why he's looking for it. Adnan, you want to add a few more things on this one?
Yeah, a few more things. That the pivot. Here the important part is the double pivot. You know, the two midfielders sitting behind the three attackers. What is going to happen is that Kante giving us random performances, brother. To be honest, I am not a hater. I absolutely love that man, but his performance is not consistent, to be honest. Again, I seen the last time this season he had some peak performance against a good team. Then in the last few matches you see versus Everton, versus Wolves, versus Arsenal, even against Aston Villa, you see he was not in the middle. He was playing as an attacking role. It's not working. There is too much changing in the Chelsea team, which I am not absolutely liking at all. Yes, there's a fixture, but you see Arsenal are playing, Liverpool are playing the same players, right? Liverpool is going to the same players. So let's play through the players. Let's go through the good players that you bought. Those are regular players. You know, I think to be honest, again the Aston Villa game, I genuinely feel that if we had Tammy in the match, I think we could have won this match at any time.
I feel like, perhaps. Giroud did end up getting that goal, but maybe Tammy's movement and his pace.
You know, in the last show, I was watching you and Kamal was here. You're talking, and he said one thing. I absolutely love it. He said that it was
Giroud's form is like a curse. Giroud's form is a curse.
Absolutely true. To be honest, he was not performing. You cannot sit him on the bench. You have to play him. Then if you play him, then you have to move around like in a different way. Yes, Chilwell and Reece James get preferred, but who runs Chilwell and Reece James? Who switched the play? It was Ziyech. Ziyech is not there. And last match, I absolutely loved Hudaon Odoi for first half because he was switching the play.
He was brilliant. He was brilliant,
to be honest. So I actually love that Hudaon Odoi actually grows this much in his game. I really want to see him as in the coming matches as well. I think if Frank give him odd starts, and I think he will do well.
100% agreed. All right, let's go to the next question. This question is from Robin Hood at Robbie Hunky. Thank you for the question. Shout out to Robbie Hunky. Please follow this person, guys. Go out there and follow him on Twitter. His question, let's read out the whole question. It's actually on my description. What is Lampard's style of play, and does he know his best 11 yet? It's been almost 1.5 season. So, Adnan, I'll let you go first.
I think in the last few shows, in football shows, like in the BTS Sports I watched, and also in the subcontinent, we able to watch the Premier League shows, which is organized by the Premier League production, and there are some good pundits here, like Wayne Hargreaves. Then you have Ian Wrights and all.
You featured in that one, right? You were there.
I was in the one, yes. And what they actually told makes sense. He said that Frank is still struggling to find out his best 11, which is I agree to it, because he is not having his players all in the same time, because somebody is always injured, somebody is always like is not in the mix. You see, we have Pulisic, Havertz, Werner, and Ziyech. They didn't start a single match for Chelsea. Only once, I think, versus Southampton. Southampton, I think they Havertz, Ziyech, and Werner featured together, and we were good that match. And that match, Werner was terrific. He scored 2 goals. He was almost scoring a hat trick, right?
Havertz was good as well. Havertz scored that goal as well. That third goal.
Right. Havertz scored one. So yes, as I said, Ziyech brings this player into the mix. And to be honest, and Frank Lampard playing still as Robin asked, I think he better suited in the derby. In the last season, we played like 4-2-3-1. I think this is his formation, 4-3-3. Yes, this is a different dimensional, but we have players to play in 4-3-3, because in the unbeaten streak that we had, 17 games, I think 10 or 12 games we played 4-3-3. So we have a terrific success rate in that as well. But as I said, I think he's still not getting his best 11 yet. I mean, he don't know actually, I think. Yeah.
I have to agree with you. I think he knows his best 5 at the back. I think his keeper is Mendy. Is CB's Kevin Zuma, Reece James, and Chilwell. I think he knows that. That's set.
That's fine.
Now the issue is when he plays 4-3-3 midfield. I think Kante is definitely, if Kante is fit, he plays Kante. So whether it be as a right centre mid or as a lone DM, Kante is definitely playing. Mason Mount is probably another player that he definitely starts all the time. So he generally starts around the left centre mid. It's all the other spots that he, as you said, Adnan, I don't think he's had everyone fit. But I think when everyone is fit, he will have an idea, which will be Ziyech on the right side, Pulisic on the left side, and I think he'll play with Werner up front, and the other player in the midfield will be Kai Havertz. So, what is Lampard's style of play? I think, I think we've kind of answered the second part, which is the best 11. He probably knows the back 5, probably still a little bit issues up front. In regards to style, for me, Adnan, I think the style was really when Ziyech was around. Without Ziyech, the style seems to be very much go wide and cross it in. At least when Ziyech was playing, he was sometimes playing through the middle. He would cut that in, and he'll find the long passes, that inverted cross, and then he would try and sometimes put the ball through to Reece James as well. So the combination play is missing without Ziyech, and that's why the style right now is just completely just through the wide areas predominantly. So I think the real style, just to answer Robin Hood's question, is when Ziyech plays far more quicker passes, combination through the middle and also through the wide side. So it's a combination of everything. I think what we've already said, that Frank needs to just find a way to deal with things without Ziyech as well. So hopefully we've answered that. Let's quickly answer. David Alwyn has been dying to ask this question, Adnan. Why don't people rate Erik ten Hag? He has worked with youth and has a proven style of play, which is tiki-taka. I would say he's better than Tuchel and Nagelsmann. Your thoughts, Adnan?
I think Erik ten is, I guess, a good manager. I think he was at Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich, if I'm not wrong. Then he was in Ajax, and that Ajax team already reached the UEFA Champions League semi-final, no?
Yes.
So I think he's good, but I think Chelsea are in a position to promote further youth, because we invested in players, and we need results and trophies. So in terms of
we've got plenty of youth already.
We have already youth, and there are still somebody's coming to, the guy in the ball playing centre back, Mark Guay. He's a terrific centre back. I mean, also I have seen his videos in last few days. I think in the next season maybe he will have a chance. Then you have Conor Gallagher is there. So we don't need a manager who is working with youth. We need manager who currently have our youth, which is established youth, like Mason Mount, Billy Gilmore. These guys are established.
Frank Lampard is good with the youth.
Yeah, absolutely. And he that is why I don't think if anything Chelsea might go for, if anything better. I really pray to the God that Frank Lampard goes through this period and he stays in there, because he's the best solution for us. So if still not working, I think Nigelsmann has a very good tactician. I mean, Chelsea need a tactician to cut off and get big results. You know, in the big matches, we need managers who can change the game. Like, you know, like in the last, just giving an example, brother, Frank Lampard normally is very late when changing players. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is one of the thing I think Frank need to get in his game. Improve. He have to improve, because I still remember in 2004-2005 season when Jose Mourinho at Chelsea, he changed people in half time. He changed half time. He changed. He said, come back. He come back. I change you. I still remember we were playing against Reading. Chelsea were 2-0 down in the halftime or something like that. 1-0 down. He just changed all the players. He bring back Obi Mikel. He sent a winger. I mean, it's terrific. I mean, you have to do this now, brother. You have to break teams.
You have to get a reaction, right?
Absolutely. So we need a tactician who can break big teams, who have that tactics in his belt, who knows the games much better. So in that period, I think Nigelsmann is far better choice than Tuchel.
No, absolutely, man. You know, Eric Ten Hag. Look, just to answer David. Look, he's definitely a good coach. There's no doubt about that. Eric Ten Hag is a good coach, because to do all of that magic with Ajax, we've seen, as you said, Adnan, in the Champions League, how electric they were. But having said that, I don't think we need that type of manager at the moment. As you said, Adnan, Frank Lampard, he's good with the youth. We just need Frank Lampard to get better with his tactics. We need a tactician, as you said, Adnan, and as I've said many times in recent days, that we need to win the big games consistently. And I think that's where we're missing a tactician. I don't think Frank Lampard is there at the moment. He's still learning, and that's the issue, Adnan. Are we going to be patient with Frank Lampard to keep learning? It's like you know, bringing a student and asking the student to manage and teach as well. So, you know, it's very difficult when the student is learning as well. So I just hope that somehow that, you know, Frank finds a solution. Hopefully we've answered your question, David. Let's go and find out a few more questions. Here's a question from Timoroma at 1TT. Guys, follow him. Shout out to Timoroma. He's got a question. It's a really, really nice question. I want to read out the whole thing. If Ruben Loftus-Cheek can return to his 2018-19 form at Fulham this season, is he the kind of ball-carrying, physical, attacking midfielder who can score goals we are currently craving, and we can find himself back into the team next season? Now, Adnan, this question is pretty much saying, for me, that Ruben Loftus-Cheek 2018-19 was probably one of the best midfielders in world football. He was electrifying. Adnan. Your thoughts, if he comes back like that in Fulham, does he have an opportunity to play for us next season?
Absolutely. I think he has the age. He's very young, and I think there is no doubt about his talent and all. It's that injury that actually kills his times last seasons. Yeah, it's a very bad. I mean, he was supposed to be in this Chelsea team, but unfortunately, he was not picking up his form on the right time, and he needs game time. So it's a good thing that Chelsea sent him on loan to Fulham, and I think in Fulham he's doing okay-ish. I mean, he's okay. It's just nothing extraordinary till now yet from Ruben. Yeah, we know that Ruben. So we know Ruben. So Ruben also know that if you have to play in Chelsea, you have to break the team. You have very tough competition now, because Mason Mount, Gilmore, these guys are already in the team. They cemented their places. So I think Ruben have a big second half coming in this season. I think he needs to make a statement that yes, I'll be in the Chelsea next season.
For sure, man. I honestly pray. This guy was one of my favorite players. 2018-19 with Eden Hazard under Sarri.
Yes,
and this guy was so good,
man.
And I pray that he has that level of performance for Fulham, because honestly, Adnan, he would, if he finds that form, he would be a perfect player for us in midfield. He can assist, he can score goals, he's box to box, and he's physical, you know.
Physically
he can
strong.
just go from one side to another side. Man, honestly, him and on one side.
And he's also very good in link up play, brother.
Yeah,
One of them, yes, he's very good. He was linking up with last season, like with the Hazard and
yes,
Alonso in the wing. So he was very good in switching, playing, and
yes.
linking up with the
And
strikers.
his hold up is good as well,
Yeah,
Adnan. He
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah. He's a
He's
big
a
boy.
strong guy. Yeah, he's
He's
a
a
big
big
boy.
boy. Yeah.
So yeah, Timoroma, hopefully we've answered your question in regards to that. Let's now take some more questions from our live chat here. There was one from Shadman Abedin. Shadman Abedin, thank
Yeah.
you for your question. What could be the reason behind Lampard not using Hudson Odoi as a winger and trusting Timo to play in the wing? Any thoughts? I'll go with you, Adnan.
Yeah, I mean, Shadman is from our community, so thank you for watching this and all, and Shadman. And yes, this is a very hot topic in our community as well. Why
Yes.
we are playing player out of position, because Timo come to play as a center forward and he's playing in wing. Yes, he played in the wing in the Leipzig time, we know that, but he was
Mm.
supposed to play in the middle. So I think Hudson Odoi, it's Frank Lampard. Why? I mean, Hudson Odoi was just not in the team, because I think
Mm.
there are some issue regarding his fitness as well. I think there's an
Yeah.
issue regarding fitness mostly in the training as well, because Frank Lampard once clearly said that the player who is do good in the training, I pick them. So I am taking
Mm.
that statement seriously, and I think that
Yeah.
Hudson Odoi having some difficulties in training. Other than that, I mean, he's coming good. No, he played very well against Arsenal. To be honest, let's not forget
Fantastic,
about it.
fantastic.
Fantastic, and
Yeah.
he had
And
a
let's not forget about
tremendous
the
first
Ren
half
game as
versus
well.
Aston Villa. Yeah,
He did really well against Ren.
Reigns. Yeah. So I think now onward we'll see, because Frank Lampard already made a bold statement after the finishing the Arsenal game that Arsenal are going to start versus Villa. So he made that clear, and he played against Villa, and he played well. So I think Hudson Odoi, I think the player we knew under the Sari, the Hudson
Yeah.
Odoi we knew when he break into the team, that Hudson Odoi is very serious player. This
Yes.
Hudson Odoi is still not that same player. I don't know what happened. Maybe some
Yeah.
injuries issue. I think we need that Hudson Odoi who dribble past player, who make runs, who
True.
passes to the two. We need that Hudson Odoi, because in Chelsea team there is so much quality right now. And don't forget that Chelsea is short in winger. One we have only three wingers, brother, as you know, Ziyech,
Yeah.
Hudson Odoi, and Pulisic. And
Pulisic.
we are
Yeah.
playing and Werner, because we didn't replace Willian that much, because we are supposed to go for the Ben Rama. We didn't go for him. So still Chelsea have a one vacant position, to be honest, which I feel. So if Hudson Odoi need to cement it his place, I think he need to consistent this performance going on. I think then Frank Lampard will have him in his team regularly.
No, for sure. Here's a hot take. As you know, Adnan, I keep in touch with some of the bigger accounts, and sometimes I get to hear some inside information. Here's
Yeah.
some information that I've received for Callum Hudson-Odoi, which is apparently Callum Hudson-Odoi is a very high maintenance kind of player. Like he always has he needs to have conversations with Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard apparently seems to have many one-on-ones with him and has to keep talking to him.
I see.
And Hudson-Odoi seems like there's always he's also not. I mean he's I think he's 20 now, but you see someone like Mason Mount who's 21.
Yeah.
There's some talks that Mason Mount actually his maturity level is far beyond 21. Reece James, his maturity level is far beyond 20 or 21. Tammy Abraham, same thing. With Hudson-Odoi, even though he's 20, his maturity level is actually quite low. He's actually acts as a kid, as opposed to someone who's more of a mature player for Chelsea Football Club. So I think, and we've seen, during the lockdown period, how he had some issues and whatnot. Frank hasn't been happy with all of that. And I think all of this is a bit of a learning thing with Frank Lampard and Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. And I think all of this has played a part. And let's not forget, obviously, he had the illness and he had the injury as well. So all of this does take time. Look, I don't want to say that there is any other sort of hidden agenda or anything like that, but I think one of the word is that Callum Hudson-Odoi can be a bit high maintenance, which is something that Frank Lampard is trying to manage and hopefully trying to sort of guide Callum Odoi to be a bit more mature, and hopefully we will see him more.
Right.
Now,
Right.
let's take some more questions. We've got a question here from Utkarsh Soman. Should Timo and Ollie start as two up front? I reckon that would work, as we put in heaps crosses for Ollie. And if we play from the middle, Timo can benefit. Ziyech and Pulisic can be our RM and left-hand. Thoughts, Adnan?
Yeah, this
Two
is
up
very
front.
interesting. Yeah, this is very interesting perspective, to be honest, and it's look good when he's saying that it's look good. But Frank didn't try this at all. I mean, till now he's not tried it. He playing one striker up front. I think even Oli, as we know, as Utkarsh said, he has that physique to win the ball and go strong in the air. And Werner can be the guy who can take the passes from the middle and go through. And brother, one thing you noticed or not, I just want to share. Chelsea not playing through balls this season that much. Yes, we know we had six
all through the wide areas.
Yeah, we are saying. I mean, to be honest, Mason Mount last season played a lots of ball through balls. But this season, I didn't see him, to be honest, putting any through balls. He's just sending side by side balls, wide balls, switching play. But I don't know what happened. I mean, yes, we brought Kai Havertz for that kind of stuff, but Kai Havertz is not also starting, no. So I think to unleash Timo Werner, you need that kind of.
You need through balls. Yeah.
Yes, and that thing have Ziyech provide from the wing side. So this kind of balls, I think a lot of depends. I think another thing last time when Timo Werner came in the second half against Aston Villa. He was when our midfield got the ball, he just straight running through the channel, but nobody's picking up his run.
That's the issue as well, Adnan. No one picks up his runs.
Yeah, I see one of the ball is thrown to Mason Mount, and Werner actually indicated him that throw me there, and he ran. But Mason Mount didn't notice him. I don't know why he didn't notice him. He posts the ball and he again slightly the back pass to Thiago Silva. So we need to make our work dynamic. I mean, our gameplay most dynamic, because through balls is a very important part in the footballs. And if through balls, there are player to utilize that through ball is like Timo Werner, Christian Pulisic. These are the guys who can do that. I think when you have this kind of stuff going through, I think you can play two up front, Oli and Timo as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I mean, I was talking to Matisse yesterday, and I was saying that, I mean, we need to somehow get away from all this crossing, and we need to get into a situation where we do play with Werner up front, Pulisic, Callum Odoi, or Ziyech, and allow this combination to happen, and Kai Havertz just behind them. Yeah, and Matisse was sort of saying, it's very difficult to just change like that, and because we've always played with the lone striker, someone up front who physically. Who's got that sort of hold up game and whatnot. But I feel like Adnan, we need to start changing. We need to start changing that philosophy.
Yeah.
You look at Man City with Aguero. Aguero is not a huge player. It's not like they bomb the ball to Aguero. They find little areas. Barcelona.
And brother, there is a very similarity between the Sergio Aguero and Timo Werner. They are both very powerful shooter of the ball.
Yes,
and they know how to finish, and they are basically, as you see, I mean, when Kevin De Bruyne passes ball to Aguero or Bernardo Silva from the right side, so they make Aguero into the play. They bring him to the play. So we have to bring Timo Werner into the play and give Timo Werner what he needs, because he is a player who is most lethal on his quick movement and his quick run. We have to pick his run, brother. We must pick his run from the midfield.
Absolutely right, man. Let's move on to the next question. We've got quite a few questions. Let's go with this one. Supratik, big shout out to Supratik at AOMate. Please follow him in social media, football Twitter. His question was, let's read this out. What would happen if we finish fifth and miss out on Champions League? It's not a secret that Frank has Roman's seal of approval, so he's here for the long haul, but having spent around 200 million in the transfer market, still go to Europa, how does that change things? So basically, Adnan, what Supratik is saying is, with all the investment that we've made, what would be his, fate, I suppose, to be outside of Champions League position?
I think this won't be accepted by the board. I think because at least we are not challenging for trophies. It's we deep down we all already know that we maybe are not good enough to win the league this season. Maybe next season. This is a phase for us that we need to challenge. This is our season to challenge Liverpool. That yes,
Correct.
we are here.
Close the
we are
gap.
challenging. We are going to close the gap. But if we are able to not to achieve that, I mean, if we're not able to achieve that, then and we also missed on fourth position.
Top four.
I think this season top four will be, serious battle. There will be some serious battle in the top four because I think the sixth team has genuine chance of finishing top fours. So that is why it is very crucial period for Frank Lampard in this January. He must win some matches. I think Chelsea need 1 or 2 win very quickly to get the confidence back, and when the players get back, I think we'll be good. But we need a win badly because the 5 match we played, we won, we lost 3, I guess, right, brother? We lost 3.
1 draw, 3 loss, 1 win.
3 loss, 1 win. So I think it's a bad patch, and finishing 5th is not helping Chelsea's cause because it's ruining us financially big time. Missing out of Champions League means we are losing big money, and also TV money as well. There's it's not the same for the Europa, right?
Massive.
And the amount of expenditure we did this season, 250 million, and January is coming. January is coming. So we must finish top 4. Top 4 is there is no option for Frank Lampard to finish outside top 4.
100%, I agree with you as well. Super thick, very, very good question. Look, Adnan pretty much answered it for me as well. I think if we miss out on top 4, it's not looking good for Frank Lampard. It really isn't. When he made top 4 last season with the youth and no transfer ban, now he gets the investment and not make top 4. I think that's going to be very, very detrimental to him. Now, we've got double question from Shyam. Shyam, as you know, everyone, one of my wonderful people from Twitter.
Hi to Shyam.
Hi to Shyam as well from Adnan. Please follow everyone, Shyam at Shyam Talks. Very, very good person. His question, first one, he's got a double question. First one is, would you be tempted to go all out for Rice in January? Adnan?
I think if Frank has Roman Abramovich's backing, I think we should go for all in for Rice in January because we already seen where is the problem in the midfield, and it's visible, to be honest. Jorginho is not going to work for us in this system, so Rice and Kante might be an option. But I hardly think West Ham gonna sell him because they will hold him. This is their captain and their star player. So I think
and they're having a good season. They're having a
absolutely.
Good season.
That is going to make the point. They are in a good position and they can finish in the European position. To be honest, in the end of the season, they also need a European football. I mean, like Europa League and anything. So it's a very important season for us, and they are having on a good run as well. So it will be very difficult. But what is difficult? If Chelsea have the money, if Chelsea has the negotiation, and player wants to be Chelsea, Rice dad is a Chelsea season ticket holder. So it's not a big thing. So I think if we really go after him, we'll get him. But I doubt we'll go after him this January.
My answer to that, Shyam, is look, Declan Rice is going to be a Chelsea player. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think he's going to be a Chelsea player in January. There's just too much talk about. I think this player, he's obviously been an academy player. His whole family loves Chelsea. So this will definitely happen. Frank Lampard wants this particular player. And I can see the whole, Kante, Declan Rice, allowing Kai Havertz to be a number 10, Ziyech in the wing, Pulisic on the left wing, and then Timo Werner. So I can see this happening. It's probably the missing puzzle at the moment. So, but I don't think this is going to happen in January because, as Adnan was saying as well, West Ham is actually having a very good season. West Ham are saying this is their best team for a very, very long time. Declan Rice is also their captain. I don't think this is going to happen in January, but it will probably happen in the summer. So hopefully we've answered that question. Let's take his second question, which is, where do you see Chelsea finishing this season and how much points gap do you expect us to have from the top? Very, very good question. Adnan, to you, my man.
I think this season teams will lose more points. I think we already seen this period. When Chelsea lost, we thought that other team going to win. Then Spurs draw, Leicester City drew. Then Liverpool has drew as well against West Ham. Who would have thought it? And then you see, I think the mid-table and the lower-table team are getting much stronger this season. So
Yes.
what happened? I think a big team will lose more point. There will be no like get away with the league
Yeah, it's
trophy.
not going to
Like
just run away with.
yeah, I think yes, Liverpool are definitely clearly ahead of everybody in the pack. But because City is also struggling, brother. You see, City's problem is almost like same as Chelsea. But yes, they got some win under the belt. It doesn't mean that it changes. City's momentum of the play, City's gameplay is already changed. So I think this season I'm thinking about on the higher 70s or 80s will be the winning championship winning point. I mean,
The champion.
82, 82, 85. I think this will be the tally in the end. And I think for top four, it will be like 60
In
to
the
70s.
60s.
Yeah. I mean, because it will be very, very tough because we already seeing the relegation team points is very, very low. I mean, 7, 12, 10. Already we played lots of games. So I think it will be much, much, much closer. But Liverpool a step ahead. Not forget about it. I think Chelsea will have a difference like 15 points. I think in the end, 15. If Frank gets this period pass, I think I really playing because this depends a lot. Where Chelsea going to finish this bad patch? If how quickly Chelsea get out of it, everything depends. Because brother, you see, United were far behind from us, and they have a streak. And now they are above us.
Another 2 points from top.
See that what we need? We need another streak, like 5 to 6 game. We need an unbeaten streak. We'll close the gap to everybody else because other team also will lose point. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now, look, you're very right, man. I was tweeting out yesterday saying that, look, the only issue I have at the moment, Adnan, is other teams have some games in hand. Like Aston Villa has 2 games in hand and they're same points as us. Spurs, same points as us, has a game in hand. Man City, same points as us, has a game in hand. Liverpool still has a game in hand and they're 6 points ahead. These are my issue. Man United 4 points in front and they still have one match in hand. So this is my issue. I'm hoping that they slip up. And as you said, Adnan, if we can just somehow get out of this rubbish form that we're in and start winning some games back to back, if we can have the same sort of change that Everton had. Everton was losing and then they won against us and now they have 4-match winning streak. If we can go on a 4-match winning streak, things can turn around. So to answer Shyam's question, I think, look, I'm hoping that it's within 10 points, maximum 10 to 15 points from the winner. I would like it to be within 10 points. And I'm hoping, look, the way the season's going, I don't think we are going to be, for the title anymore. We were probably, a few games back, but we're not going to be chasing for the title. I think top 4 is probably another realistic, goal again. And within the 10 points gap from the leader, I think that should be an acceptable mark. Now, let's take a few more final questions before we wrap things up. We've got here, let's take this one from another one from Utkarsh Soman. Gideon, I don't know what that is. Havertz is very creative if he adapts to the league, and Ziyech and Pulisic can cut in, provide those through balls. I think it should be on the cards for Lampard. I think he was just basically talking off the back of our information. Let's see what else we have. I think he was talking to Gideon, another person from the
comment box.
Let's take this one from Baggy. Enjoying the video. Do you guys think having a true 10 like Havertz would enable us to be more creative? Adnan.
True 10. I think Havertz in his position. I think somehow his COVID infection come to the Chelsea in the wrong time. I think he was just getting better, just getting his fitness better, and then suddenly he had this COVID issue. I think he'll solve it out, and I think he's a top talent. That is why we spend so much money behind him. I think Havertz in number 10 is the player Chelsea actually purchased for. And to be honest, he's not the player who's going to play from the wing, which is Frank Lampard tried in the first few matches. He's not the guy who will be good in midfield as well. Maybe he played for the midfield in the long term, like Kevin De Bruyne. When Kevin De Bruyne, we signed him, Kevin De Bruyne was number 10. Then now Kevin De Bruyne is a CM. So yes, this is player gradually develop themselves when the season goes on because he's a very young guy, only 21 years of age.
Yes.
So So I think Havertz at the moment. I think we should going back to the 4-2-3-1 formation when Ziyech back and Pulisic is there. I think Havertz will be the number 10, and I think he's a true number 10, to be honest.
I think so as well. I know a lot of people say that he can play in the right wing, he can play as a midfielder, he can play as a false nine. Yes, he can play all of that. He's versatile. But I think, as you said, Adnan, I think his true capabilities is a number 10. I think he can be a number 10 who can assist, but at the same time who can score goals as well. Scoring goals is something that Havertz really does. We saw that in Leverkusen. He scored a lot of goals over there. For me, number 10 is probably the way forward. And I think once we get Declan Rice, and if we do switch to a 4-2-3-1, we should see Havertz in that number 10 position where he can, pass it around and find those key passes. So, yeah, definitely a very, very good question from Baggy. Thank you for that. Hopefully we've answered that. One last question before we wrap things up, guys. I know this is probably not the greatest way to finish up the show, but it is what it is. We've got a question here from Brazy. Brazy has asked 16 games in 5 draws, 4 losses. Of the 22 remaining, how many more defeats and draws before he gets sacked? Adnan, your thoughts?
I think the next match is a big one for Frank Lampard versus City. If it goes through, I mean, if there is some COVID issue in the City camp, I think if it gets cancelled, I don't mind, because Chelsea will get a big break. I don't mind. Chelsea will get a big break, which we really need. Our players need some rest, to be honest. And we have only FA Cup, then we have Premier League in the 14th and 15th that time. So I think what is the issue? I know why fans are a bit anguished about it, because we are not able to beat the big teams. We drew against United away. We didn't able to beat Spurs at home. Then we lost to Spurs in tiebreaker at Carabao Cup as well. We lost to Liverpool. I think that is a different game because we had a man down before halftime, so it was tough to chase the game. So yes, Chelsea fan. Actually, the Chelsea we know, we are team who is beat big teams regularly, and which suddenly is not happening. So that's why fans actually, brother, when you beat big teams, the confidence grow into you automatically. You feel better that yes, I beat them away, I beat them home. So you feel better. The player get big confidence. So I think, to be honest, going forward, I think Frank Lampard need to win matches, especially the City match is very important. If it's happened, Chelsea really need to win this, brother. I don't know how Chelsea going to win it, but Chelsea really need to win it. Chelsea need to win this, and this will
just win it. Just win it, man. Just win it.
Just win it. Somehow win it. So it will be different after that. I think just one win. I think if we win that game, then we'll have a very good fixture in FA Cup. We can definitely win that. After that, we have another easier fixture in the league. So I think if you get some win under the belt, 2 or 3 games, you will feel better and player will feel better. When Havertz scored when Timo Werner scored 1 or 2 goals, he will feel better. He said, yes. I'm able to. So I think we need some good luck in this coming period, and our players need some luck and goals as well.
No, for sure, man. Really good answer. Brazy, my answer is, look, man, I just tweeted out a moment ago that Arsenal defeat is still in my head, and it's actually bothering me so much.
True.
We beat West Ham, and then we faced an Arsenal team that did not win for 2 months, and then with their B team, they beat us. I think that was very much a devastating loss for me inside, honestly. It broke my heart into 2. If we had won that, we would have, I think, been in a very good position to probably tackle Aston Villa, but we drew against Aston Villa. As Adnan said, that City match, we have to win. We have to win. We cannot afford another draw. For me, honestly, Brazy, to answer your question, if we have a draw against Man City and then we follow it up with another draw or another loss, I think that could be it. I think because you cannot let it slide for so long. You can't let it slide that long. So the win against Man City, we have to show a character. Somehow we have to win this, and somehow we have to change this momentum. So this City game, I don't know whether this happens or not because of the issues that's going on. But if it does go on, we have to somehow just fight, somehow fight and win that.
Right.
Somehow fight and win that. Guys, thank you so much for all the questions you guys have given us. Thank you so much for joining Before all of you guys go, please smash that like button. Helps the channel out a lot, helps it to grow. And please, if you're here for the first time, subscribe and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Adnan, any final sort of messages before you go?
One message: we pray for Frank Lampard. He just get pass out of this time. I think it's a really bad time, and this time, when actually what fear is grows into us that when these sort of things happen at Chelsea, it doesn't end well. So I really hope this time it's different, and I really think we get out of it. I think the Aston Villa match, we had lots of positive. It was better than Arsenal match. So I mean, we absolutely played different team, right? I mean, 6 players were in and out. So I think versus City, I think we'll have a very good chance. And to be honest, City are not in a good position as well. They have some COVID issue. I think there will be some player missing as well. So if it happens,
hopefully Ziyech is back.
Absolutely, and we need Ziyech back. To be honest, we need a fit Ziyech back, and he is something different to Chelsea that can give us an extra edge, or you can say the X factor in the Chelsea.
Yes.
I think that's we need.
100% agreed, man. Thank you so much, Adnan, for taking the time out and coming to my channel. Everyone, please have a very, very good day. And until next time, see ya.
Take care.